having a conversation with a gal who just got a real estate license this last week, and we were kind of going over some of her life skills. And she actually has come from a biology background, much like myself. She was in the healthcare industry for many years, and now she's getting into real estate. And I asked her a question. I said, knowing what you know about yourself and knowing what you know about the industry, where could you see yourself potentially falling short? And she had the self-awareness to realize that she was in an industry where she was trusted the second that she walked in the door, right? As a healthcare professional, you walk in the door, you're in the authority frame. The system, society has conditioned the patient to acknowledge and respect the doctors and the healthcare professionals from the get-go. There's no questioning, there's no like second guessing, there's no salesmanship required in order to succeed as a doctor or a healthcare professional. Well, she had the self-awareness to realize that she had no idea how to sell her value. And this is exactly why so many realtors fail and why we have such a high failure rate in this business. You want to know why 87% of real estate agents fail? Because they get into the business completely unaware of the fact that this actually requires you to be a great salesperson. You have to be great at selling if you want to be a great realtor. If you want to be a great real estate salesperson, you have to know how to sell. And this isn't the Wolf of Wall Street, like salesmanship kind of stuff that you see on, glamorized by the movie industry. This is simply, how do you sell your value to the client? And the reason so many of us fail in the business right away is because, well, number one, there's very few good sales trainers out there. There's a lot of trainers out there, very few that are actually any good. And what I've observed, especially here in the Bay Area, is that it requires an elevated skill. I mean, it's the skill required, the activation energy required here in the Bay Area is unlike anything in any other market in the country. Truthfully, I believe that. And we've built and tailored our sales training to help and empower the Bay Area agent, the Silicon Valley agent. And so, I'd put our training up against anybody. Honestly, any team around the country, truthfully. But that's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is that real estate salespeople fail because they don't know how to sell themselves. They don't know how to sell value. And what happens is, so we get this subset, this 13% that actually does succeed. But guess what? A lot of them don't succeed because they don't learn how to sell value. They learn how to sell discount. You either sell value or you sell discount. And what I see a lot of agents doing is because they don't know how to sell value, they build their skills, they build their business on a shoddy foundation. And that foundation is, hey, because I have no idea how to sell my value as an agent, I'm going to do it for less than anybody else. And that's why you'll hire me. Well, that's an issue for a lot of reasons. And obviously you can decide what you want to charge. It's against the law, really, to price fix. And so you can charge whatever you want to charge. But I think none of us really got into business to be the Ross of real estate. No one got into real estate to be the Marshalls of real estate. No one got into real estate to be the Goodwill of real estate. We got into real estate because we wanted to be great. We wanted to be well respected. We wanted to be the best. And so we lose sight of that as agents because we don't know how to sell the value. So because we can't sell the value, we lower our standards. And that's why. That's why we don't succeed. That's why we have such a high failure rate. And that's why those who don't fail, many of us still opt to go in a different direction. So, what's the solution here? Because obviously there's a problem in the industry, and what's the solution? Well, number one, what I've observed is that a lot of the best teams around the country, and I'm partnered with a lot of them, they've created learning management systems for them to be able to bring and train agents on at scale. And those organizations are going to win, because the average big box broker, unless there's a great sales manager in their office who's built out a mentorship and onboarding process and sales training and all that stuff, if they haven't done that, their agents are at a distinct disadvantage now. And honestly, that didn't used to be the case 10 years ago. It is now. So what's the solution? Well, agents are going to start joining teams to get better sales training. I mean, when you're a new agent, you're looking for the best training possible. That's the number one thing I hear from new agents. They're like, I want training. I want to learn, and they want to learn the right way. Well, the teams are going to be the solution for a lot of the new agents. Now, if we kind of step back a second here and say, well, what can an existing agent do? I don't want to join a team. I just want to be a better salesperson. Well, align yourself, find the right solution for you to be able to brush up on your sales skills. You see, honestly, unfortunately, the best time to learn great sales skills, the best time to build a good home on a good foundation is at the beginning. The next best time to do it is right now. So the solution is, if you are self-aware enough to understand or to know that you're not a good salesperson, find a solution that's going to help you become better. It could be training, it could be coaching, it could be partnering with the team, it could be finding a better brokerage or a better system to be a part of that's going to empower you to be a better salesperson. You wouldn't believe how many salespeople I talk to that have experience who feel like they're not good salespeople. And I believe it. And because it's not taught. The DRE doesn't test you on your salesmanship. They test you on your knowledge of the contract. And even then, it's a little... So, it's the future. The future is more sales done by less people because they're actually good at selling. And if you want to be ahead of the curve, brush up on your sales skills, keep figuring out how can I be better at selling my value and bringing, not just selling my value, but bringing more value to the equation. You see, can't sell snake oil because eventually people will find out. So how can I sell and bring more value? If you can figure that out, you will be ahead. Otherwise, you will be behind. And eventually, there will be no more homes for you to sell. This is Danny Gould, everyone. Selling Silicon Valley. Stay legendary, everybody.